Good. All right, it's 5:15 p.m. on June 7th. We're here for a special meeting for the Jim County Recreation District Board. President and myself, Joe Decker, board members Christina Allen, Mia Saffron Larson, Director Abra Dodson, and Christine is doing our clerical duties. First up on our agenda is rec center facility discussion. And up first on that is update on the rezoning process and info from the city. I mean, we attended the meeting on Monday.
Yes, and you're going to know more than
And we received unanimous approval. I don't know if that's the whole P&Z commission, the 4 people that were there, or 5 that were there.
That was at least a quorum, I believe.
But they had a quorum, and it was unanimous recommendation for approval, and I believe it now goes to city council, right? And
Yes.
right, there's probably some 20-day period for people to appeal the decision or appeal their recommendation. And nobody was there in opposition.
Great, it was awesome.
The people that
Yeah,
were there,
perfect.
we had one of our Fit and Fall teachers stand up and speak and talked about, when they started, it was 5 people, and now they're up to 30, 35 people, and talked about the difficulty with parking to get into this facility, with taking up all of Main Street, US Bank parking.
Right.
So, yeah.
And there
all in
were
all,
some
looked
Fit
good.
and Fall people present also.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It was so fantastic, yeah.
Great.
And the planning official did a really good job with his
Brian,
presentation.
Awesome,
Good job.
it was really great.
Yeah, no, so I thought it went really good.
Yeah,
All signs are
I
pointing up.
agree.
Good.
Yeah.
So Friday, I'm going to meet with Clint to follow up on the concerns or questions he had about right away and
Survey, and
Survey.
the concrete up
Yeah.
front.
So,
Yeah, and that was brought up at that meeting about, the concrete in the front parking area, but the building official said that that has no bearing on their decision tonight.
Not on the actual decision of it, just the future
Yeah, so,
needs to be addressed, so.
yeah, no, that was awesome.
great.
Next up, landscape discussion.
I think this is probably the last time you'll need me on here, just the update. The sprinklers are working, and there was only 1 out of the 12 things that wasn't working. Got that fixed. True Green's working on scheduling the second application for like grub control and something, so we're on track with that, but
Nice,
looking good over there.
nice.
Yeah, I've gone by and taken a look at it. It looks like it's doing well. We do need to buy some type of deterrent for aphids for the roses. We have a few that are, the actual plants are dying, and they were just covered last time I was over there, a couple weeks ago.
Do you have like a brand, or do I just search aphid spray, or?
I would look for systemic, just like it sounds, systemic, and for roses. And if they don't have something like that, then yes, something to kill aphids on roses.
So systemic rose, so I should be able to talk to Zamzos or someone and they,
Zamzos or
Or
the
co-op
co-op.
would probably be good.
Yes, both places would have it,
okay,
for
perfect.
sure.
And do you want us to get that taken care of?
Yes,
Or is
please.
there-
Yeah, it shouldn't be too difficult. The systemic generally is, for trees, it's 1 ounce per gallon. I have no idea with roses, what the ratio is. But yeah, you just need to dilute it out and apply it.
Spray it all over it?
No,
Right
the
at the base.
systemic is, at the base, and so it goes into the system,
Oh, okay.
okay? And then the other one, the aphid control would be the spray. And that
Oh,
would
so
need,
we're talking to,
yes, completely. And the spray would need to be done early in the morning, or, because you couldn't do it late at night.
and is that, do we need to do anything with turning off sprinklers? Or is it fine? Cause it would,
There's probably like a rainproof, it'll say on the bottle that it's rainproof after a certain amount of hours.
I think that the
Yes.
actual sprinkler does not hit the plant itself.
oh, okay.
And the systemic needs to be watered in, hence the dilution ratio. So it should be okay. You should be okay.
Okay. And
But
then,
yes, read
Yeah,
read
just-
always read the label. Okay.
Okay, next up, update on electrical.
Actually, I am still in waiting, to find out what's going on with HVAC before I can move into electric.
Okay,
Yeah.
so,
HVAC.
Next up is
So,
HVAC.
we did not receive the last bid that we were going to get, but we moved forward and Amber contacted Sharice to get an engineering firm to help us put together everything that's required since it's over our 50,000 limit to get, a bid package, everything lined up and orderly. And so we have an engineering firm that we spoke with, and we were starting to outline things, but based on the information that we had before, with the 3 different ways of doing it, we feel that we should have someone else come up with a scope. First, they wrote it that we would provide everything in the scope, but since it was so multiple, we're like, no.
No.
So I have it without them doing the scope, and they're working up the price to have their HVAC specialist do the scope.
Oh,
So
awesome.
probably by the end of the week, I'll have that and I can forward it to you. So then they would do everything, get it back to us.
Who is they?
Engineers,
What do you mean by they would do everything? They,
their engineering firm would.
so they would like, I think, basically
Let me-
we
let me-
hired, oh, sorry, go ahead.
thank you. Would they, are they civil engineers? What kind of an
Yes.
engineer? Okay. And so then they would request the bids, send them out for bid. They would get that information back to us. We would go
Right.
ahead
And
and,
make sure it's all formatted. I have the
Okay.
entire scope and the package of what they would do if you want to read it.
Yeah, that would be
But it
great.
would be absolutely everything to make sure it's, you know, fulfills the building codes here.
that's what I
The
need.
timing of it, all of that.
Yep, that's
Yes.
fantastic, because I need
Yeah.
that also for the electrical, because we
Yes.
need to know
Yep, yep, yep,
where
yep.
those are gonna go so that we can figure out the
Here's
scope of the electrical.
Yeah, the
So we
package
would
of-
want the electrical also written by them. Because it would be all in the big scope of
Okay, yeah.
the project.
So I'm waiting to hear back. Do they want to come visit? He has the drawing, et cetera, so I'm waiting to hear back
Okay.
what they want to do. So,
When that takes place, can you give me a heads up so
Sure.
that myself and my father-in-law can go over there
yeah, and meet with them.
and meet with them?
Yep,
Yeah,
absolutely.
okay.
So that's where we are. And
Okay.
Based on the services will be completed within 60 days from the date of owner's signature below. And I told him the hoops that we had to go through, the rezone, et cetera. Get
Okay.
this approved, how much you want to spend, and he's just gathering the other information while.
Well, how much would it cost if we did the scope? Oh, okay.
So,
And I think once the engineer develops the scope of work, then we can put out the solicitation of bids.
That sounded like they were
Yeah,
gonna
they're
put out
gonna do
the
it.
They're
solicitation
gonna
of
do all of
bids.
that.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
asking.
Okay,
yep.
nice.
And then the cool part about them is I would look up in the state of Idaho, you know, and it would say, yep, they have a public works license. Well, apparently there's letters attached to those things. So Andy actually caught one of the ones that we got a bid from, didn't meet whatever the
Codes for.
code thing was.
Mhm.
So, which kind of solidified, oh, it's
Yeah.
kind of nice to have
Those are
someone
the
who-
reasons, yeah. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to find out, yeah, this is.
So here's their little paragraph, the description.
Okay.
Blah, blah, engineers will provide bidding support services for the Gem County Recreation Center Facility HVAC project. Specific services to be performed are identified in the scope of work. No design services or design review are included in the scope of work. Payment of service shall provide services on a time and materials basis and estimated cost of. Services will be completed within 60 days of the date of owner, just what I said. And then there's, you know, like 10 pages if you guys want to go through all this. But it is, covers all our bases, and you know, have to make sure we're filling the paperwork out the right way, and so.
And if
And then I
there's-
have a consultant reviewing the consultant who is
Okay,
my
good.
husband, who has worked with them.
Oh.
He knows the owner, so,
Oh, nice,
Oh, okay,
yeah,
Oh.
okay.
so I feel
Okay.
comfortable now.
Good, good. That'll help me too.
Especially
Yep.
after
That'll help me to feel more comfortable. All right, good deal.
Next up, we have the building layout, office layout discussion with Dab. I know she emailed us some.
So, I don't think it's much different than we've talked about, we just finally were able to go over, actually measured out, and then I wrote on, so obviously those aren't necessarily the scale, it's the blocks where I put how big it would be, the measurements are to scale, but, that room fills up pretty quickly.
This one? Okay,
first
and then
room.
this is the second room? The second room is
Yeah.
your office?
So, but we did put the copier in there, and there will be, my thought was kind of with the, when we do like the desk slash counter thing, having drawers in the, kind of the middle.
Sure.
To put some office supplies, that kind of thing, but I think we'll just have to, I mean, I don't think we're storing, 6 boxes of copy paper.
No, but
in
you know what,
there.
that would peak at the office over at City Hall, because, they're doing the same kind of thing, administering things and talking
Well,
to the
they have a
public. and-
huge room though.
Yeah, but I'm just saying to look at
The way they
what
have
things are
things laid
storing
out.
there.
Right. And I think that'll be, like, I'm just saying, like, it won't be, we will have an overflow extra, probably in that other room on the other side.
The
that
third
they use
room?
for storage, no, that they use for storage on the side, east side, west side.
Okay,
The fellowship room, the fellowship hall side, how they had that big storage closet.
Yeah.
When you walk in the hall. So, the giant boxes of, the rings of paper and all that, so, which I think is doable. So, like I said, that layout, I think is.
so it looks like you have a roll-up door now?
Well, and that's that was just, I wanted to just put it out, figuring out, whether security-wise, do we want it to just stay open? Do we wanna be able to close the office off?
Or
So-
a sliding
Or a sliding
acrylic
thing,
door,
or-
whatever those.
The window is pretty big, so as far as the sliding thing, it would still overlap the opening, I think, when it, because the way it's kind of deceiving how the building, it's not just a square, like, because, when you look at the front of the building, the entrance isn't flush with the office wall. So you gotta
Correct.
leave space because that's the entrance. So I just threw in if that's, just get an idea of if that's what we, however we want that, if we want it to stay open. And there is a potential down the road if, as we grow and expand, the rec center hours may be different than the office hours, so if we wanna have it to be able to be closed in some manner. So,
Okay,
you just wanted all my ideas on paper, so that
Yeah.
was just.
that's good.
Did you guys have any questions about the layout that she emailed us?
Pardon me?
Did you guys have any, questions?
Well, we were just looking at this 10-foot, so that only gives you 5 foot on each side. I mean, what
Right.
window size do you think is big enough to?
So we measured out because of part of the, so that's why we left all
Is that
this,
this?
because this is like the front door, so you can't put the window like that.
Right, you come in the front door, and this is
Yeah.
all counter, but where's your window that you're?
In here, so this would be a 10-foot window right there.
Okay, so then you're working from here.
Correct, so yeah, this person, so Christine would have an L-shaped computer right here with the,
And then she could roll over here or slide over here.
so then
have
the
to be
window
able to,
would,
yeah.
and of course, like I said, this isn't perfectly to scale, I think it's gonna be bigger than, the window's gonna be bigger than it looks on.
Okay,
Cause you figure these two things are 12 feet, and you're putting a 10-foot window in.
yep, so a little wider. Okay, so
That's a
are
lot
you,
wider, yeah.
are you table height or counter height?
It is the counter, so the ADA requirement is 34. So, the desks would be 30, I think is what a standard desk would be.
And her desk is gonna be where?
So then this part would be Christine right here, so her computer right here, and then you put one of those like kind of corner pieces so that her keyboard can be.
So that puts her in the corner, right?
Correct. So she'll be able to see out that.
That direction towards the front door, and this, are you thinking this person's gonna be able to see out this way?
And when they're there, this is kind of the part-time, if I need to sit there,
Or Scott needs to sit there?
and so so, I mean, we put him back here, but, you know, if we want to adapt up here instead, and they're both,
Okay, so all of this is desk height, not counter height.
correct, and then the counters would sit, however, if we're looking at like a couple inches higher, it would go over the desk a little bit, so that way that's part, so it'd be like
So
the counter
you're-
at the.
I see.
Sitting.
So you're thinking like this, or
Correct.
like this?
Mhm. So
Which
that way-
one? This way
It
or
would just
this
be,
way?
so it would just overlap, so if this is the edge of the wall, let's say.
No, this is the edge of the desk, and
So
here's
there are
the,
windows out there?
and here's the wall. Here's the desk and here's the wall. So your counter is going to,
Okay, so then it would just kind of overlap a little bit, and then they would have room to, right here,
okay,
and then, does that make sense?
yeah, it
It
does.
just wouldn't have to be just kind of enough to,
I know what she's talking about.
Yeah, I do too, it's just, I don't know if it's efficient.
So question, I don't know if any of us have been talking about building, but I know we talked about it a little bit. And I just now thought about this. Where is the cameras
Well, that's
this
what, that's
play-
why I was asking
Yeah,
these
this-
questions.
this
Where's,
play.
where are you guys gonna have your cameras that you can be watching everybody?
so this is, so there's space right here. So like if this is the door,
Mm-hmm.
there's space in here that you could continue this out and have them right there. Or have a storage closet.
But she's not gonna be able to watch here and here all the time. You need someone on the,
Yeah, can you put monitors up on the wall above the,
right,
And you,
like-
I mean, yeah,
so
you
that
can,
Scotty can look and Kristen can look and, like, over here, maybe,
and whoever this person, yeah, that's definitely gotta be
camera placement.
in there. Because that's my concern with this. The corner desk, if she's just focused right this direction, then she's always gonna be looking back continually. Which reminds me about the sign-in sheet. You guys have the sign-in sheet going? How's that working?
Slowly.
Yeah, getting people used to it. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think Fit and Fall honestly
That's good.
signs it because they have another sign-in sheet they get here,
For
so
their own,
they
yeah.
might not even notice.
Maybe you could
but
get
the
a
rest-
copy of that.
Yeah, we sign it
Sign-in.
here.
Oh, you
Yeah.
do? Of theirs?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
and they
Well,
sign
then
in
that's-
every Tuesday and Thursday, so we know exactly who was here.
So that's good. Yeah, it's good enough.
And so this kind of, I think, gives us a view of when you look at all the things we want in that one room,
Yeah.
what that reality looks like.
Yeah, exactly, that's what we were
So,
after.
if we're talking about storage and camera, like, that's a whole other piece that,
Yeah, I don't know that storage really I don't know about having something underneath here would be a good idea, just because you might want someone to be able to slide back and forth. If Christine is the only one in the office, then she might have to slide. If this person's the only one, vice versa.
Well, and I think the storage will be underneath the little count, like the.
I'm saying that it shouldn't be.
Well, it'll be, and I think they can just slide, like the counter will come to here and the storage will be underneath it. So they could still just slide along the little area right there. You know,
Not if their desks are there, too.
I mean, it's a countertop
it's a
desk,
counter
right?
desk.
It's a counter
It's just
desk.
one big piece.
So it's just a giant countertop
Maybe I'm
at
not
the,
understanding.
so
I thought we
like-
just discussed that you're gonna have the counter here and the desk here.
No, so I think what I'm understanding what Abra was saying, there's a
Sure.
countertop on the inside of the office is that L wrap, which would be essentially the desk for Christine.
Yep, that's right there, okay.
And then it would go up a little bit and there would be a counter outside the window for people that are checking in, which gives them the ability to
they're
write things
standing.
down while they're standing.
Standing.
So it would be a little bit higher than where their counter
So
is.
she can be working inside, but the person can be standing and walking
Yeah,
over
when
to
the
the window.
person's standing, so it would be outside the window, it would be approximately, what'd you say, a little bit higher?
Yeah, I think
10 inches.
34
34,
is the
somewhere
ADA
like,
requirement.
for
So
them to
4
rent.
inches taller. Because this would be 30 is what you're thinking?
Like 28 to 30 is a standard desk height. So yeah, I think when we're talking about, so like Joe was saying, if we think about, for lack of better, a file cabinet underneath this, so it's
Mhm.
all contained under here, you might have the drawer pull sitting out here, but it would just be, the drawers would be flush with that, so you still could move across.
Yeah, so you'd still have like open access through the whole L. The countertops would just be under that, or the drawers, or this filing storage would be underneath that built-in counter desk.
Sure, sure, I just don't know if it'll work. I've got some of those that go under desks, and they come out quite far, depending, I mean, if you had one that's only one, like 8 by 11, so it'd be like 12 by 9, whatever,
Well, and the nice thing is,
then you would be able to put that underneath here,
if we
and it would
do-
work. But otherwise, I mean, because I've worked in that kind of, that's why I was asking for you guys to put layouts together, because the flow of things is really gonna be important, especially if you get busy. Hopefully, we're gonna get really busy.
And so I think when, the nice part about if we do kind of just a big L shape, you know, front count, then it'd be custom, so if the desk is only so deep, well, the drawers would only be so deep. The file cabinet would have to go on that other end.
So you're talking about having file drawers built into this system?
Correct.
Oh.
So that way it was flush there, and then her file cabinet would have to sit.
Are you saying that the drawers would need to come out clear to there? Like that?
If that, yeah, that would, I guess that would kind of be my concept of, that way it stays flush with
Yeah.
And the only obstruction would be if
the
the drawer was pulled out. Wouldn't allow them to slide back and forth. But if the drawers are all pushed in, they should have full access to that entire.
Or I mean, if we want to do something with cabinet doors that are flush to it, that don't need drawer pulls on, then you just, it's just flat underneath it.
Okay, here's a dumb question. Furniture inventory, are you taking all of that? Half of it?
Scotty's desk we could take, and like I said, for that front part, I guess if it stays like that, I think that front part would be made to fit right there.
Okay, so no, don't take your.
And then I think mine would go, cause mine just goes in that other office.
Okay,
I mean, it's kind of what I was thinking in my mind, of what it would be. And I think also with Scotty in that corner, she still has.
I'd
he'll
really
still
like
be
to
able
see
all
you
the lines.
and Christine go over and talk about this and lay this out together.
Yeah, let's
Because if
put tape
she's
on the
going to
wall.
be sitting there and she's the one that's gonna be doing all this, she's the one who needs to be comfortable. Have you guys gone over together and done it?
And we haven't. She told me she had a list and that pretty much fulfills, I think she wanted more space than that. But
Uh-huh.
like I said, when you go over there and you measure the reality of putting 2 people in
Yeah,
that
it looks like
area.
Scotty has quite a bit of space back here.
he-
I don't know that he needs that much
Well, he's
space.
got the giant window right there. There's not, when you look at it
Here?
over there, it is not that
So
big.
this is not to scale, is what you're
No,
saying?
no, no, like,
Uh,
I mean, how
it
long,
It looks like,
how
it
long
looks like
that.
it's to scale, that's
Yeah,
why.
so he has 4 feet by 5 feet.
Okay,
these
and this
things
is
are
5
what-
by 6, so it's not
Yes.
to scale. Okay,
Correct.
that makes sense.
I mean, he
Better
literally,
sense
like,
now.
we had to just move it enough to have room to get,
Yeah, yeah, we need to do it by scale, so.
I mean, like I said, it just was a,
Okay, I'll volunteer for that.
Oh, I was going to too, go
Okay,
ahead.
We'll both, you want me to?
I can do
Both
it.
do it?
And you can do it by yourself. I mean, we have to do it by ourselves, but, yeah.
Let's go over there, line it out,
Mhm.
do it to scale, and I'll volunteer my husband.
and we
to do
did
it.
cut out
Yeah.
some
Good.
cardboard over there that's laying on the ground.
You do, good deal.
And how long are those counter desks? Do you know how deep?
Typical, it's not as wide as Christine's, but Christine's desk is wider than any desk for most people.
And I mean, we had a bid from the counter people, right?
Yeah.
So it'd probably be on there, right?
Yeah, I wish he had kind of more, breakdown of blank stuff on there. But yeah, exactly, it's a matter of, if we don't want, cause yeah, having that copier there, and that file cabinet for Scotty, it fills up pretty quickly, so I don't know that anybody's gonna have an ideal amount, because I think we all want more room than
We need to.
we need.
I do too, yeah, storage, furniture, yeah, me too. Did you guys, do a, measurement? Did you take a, yeah. I'm drawing blank on just the name, so tape, measuring tape? Yes. The
I
basic
did not
work.
just guess on those 4x5 feet or 6x, yes, it's like a measure.
Okay, so did you do the measuring from here and measure like his desk here and then figure it out how it would fit over there?
So I took, because from my office door to, the front of, because the biggest thing, the front wall is 16 feet in there.
Okay.
So that's basically from my door to the front of that part-time desk, which means two
Okay.
people should more than fit in one line, in that much
Okay.
room. So yeah, it's kind of weird taking a really long rectangle into a square, but yeah, if, like I said, if you guys wanna take it, feel free, go measure, but yeah, it was quite eye-opening to see how fast.
Yeah, it filled up.
So what's the status? Does it, you have the carpeting out? and-
Yep.
Okay.
The foyer is full right now, because we took all the bookshelves out and the carpet and padding out, so
Oh my God, okay.
we can.
Yeah,
Good.
see what's going on there. All right, good. All right,
And I think you all have keys, so whenever you wanna go there.
Great, deal.
Any more questions, discussion on the building layout? Are you guys gonna go check it out? Sounds like, okay. All right, next up on the agenda, board cleanup day. Set a date, decide on a dumpster. Let me look at these dumpster prices.
so is this finish the outside or start on the inside?
Is whatever you guys, I think initially it was outside.
Yeah, we were gonna
But
finish
if
the
you're-
trees and all that.
Yeah, I don't know where.
I don't know if I'd emailed all of you that are like, is this cleanup day for outside just come in the fall now and we get the front, the inside?
That's what I was
done?
kind of wondering.
Does that one bush need to be cut down now, the one that's to the far east, towards Wardwell, the one that's hitting the roof?
Oh, yeah,
That
yeah,
one.
needs to be definitely cut, for sure. Well, I'm asking when will we be available? He's the one who keeps our calendar. I keep it at work, I don't keep it on my phone.
I know, not this weekend for us.
Yeah, and not next weekend for us.
You're gone,
That's
yes.
Cherry Festival too.
So that works out.
Okay, and then 4th of July weekend. The 4th of July is on a Tuesday.
It is.
Yeah, that's,
So there's the 10th, which is this weekend, the 17th, there's the 24th. That's another weekend.
that's when you're gone, right?
We're gone the 15th, 14th, 15th, no,
Yes.
the 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st.
Okay.
19th is Juneteenth, day off.
Okay, everyone look at.
18th's Father's Day.
Yes.
I'm the only
Oh.
man in the room. If I let you guys.
Oh,
That's a
no,
Sunday
we're
though,
gonna be
right?
gone. That's not very smart of us.
Well, dads tend to like quiet time for Father's Day, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Moms wanna be with their kids.
Yeah. I mean,
something else while you guys are looking at calendars. Sign permit application. You should start looking at that, and thinking about it, right? So that's gonna take time also.
The signing of what?
Sign permit.
Oh, the sign
Application,
permit, yes,
yeah.
and also the design of the sign?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I was looking at this old recreation district philosophy, and there was a really old
The
logo.
with all the sports.
Yeah, what happened to that logo?
It's too hard to put on t-shirts.
Is that,
Yeah, that one was the very, very beginning one. When I
and
did
is it
that
really
was-
small? Are these things like where the,
Yeah,
I
just imagine it if
wasn't
you
even
took
around
it.
when I came around.
you weren't here, didn't see it?
And when I first started, it was the kids with the ball and the rainbow behind them. This is the very first one. So that one
I
like
didn't
was
see
in
that one.
a few years
Okay,
of it starting.
okay. Okay. I was curious.
Did I send you guys, I was just researching what a logo is, like what the point of logos are and stuff. I think
Oh,
did I send
good.
you guys that?
No,
It's been a couple weeks.
I've looked it up quite often though.
Cause it's like, a logo is basically just to say your name. Like it's.
Yeah, brand recognition.
It's brand recognition.
Yeah.
It's something that you want them to be able to recognize and correlate to whatever it is
And
that
not
you're
just
doing.
look like that's, I mean, I think when the rec district first started, they literally, they're the pool and a couple sports.
Oh, this one
So-
has lots of different sports on it.
Well,
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know whether they had all of those. in
Running,
the first
swimming, boating,
But where
some
we
I can't
went-
make out, camping, skiing.
Which I feel like that's just throwing stuff on there, cause I don't know
Yeah.
how.
Cast a wide net, so
It's
you
too
know.
busy.
It is way too busy.
And so.
It's
Yeah.
interesting to see how.
It
things
is,
change.
yeah.
Having a general logo, cause that means we can we're not pigeonholed into being, oh, they must only be sports. Or, oh, they must only be, like, it's just literally the name and,
But when I look at them, I wanted to convey who you are, but also to be transferable, like put on a t-shirt and you can read it.
Yes.
Put it on a big sign and you can use pieces and parts of it.
you,
Good color design, good, you know,
Mhm.
pops.
every shirt we have.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it has to be, the graphics have to be easily
Transferable.
produced,
We'll have
yeah.
to
Yes,
figure out with the
exactly.
sign who, cause I think you maybe looked at the sign permit. It's a whole lot of words on there that I think the sign maker, we understand what all those are. There's a lot of boxes with like checking different
Yeah, I have it.
code things. and
But
this-
are we thinking on the building painted on, or do we want separate letters sticking out? I mean, how much do we want to invest on? The snazzier we get, the more expensive it is.
It's gonna be, yeah,
Here it is.
if maybe we did some kind of oh, good job. If we did, I don't know, possibly if we were able to work with someone in the community, possibly they would donate half or something like that. I'm thinking of maybe a welding shop that would be willing
Yeah,
to.
there's a couple of fabricators along here.
There's a few different fabricators, and I think there's one that we've worked with previously, but,
I think we-
yeah, if we had
There's also one
something
in
made out of
Iroquois.
metal, it would be really great.
Isn't Scotty a fabricator? Scotty's a fabricator too.
Welding?
I
Or-
don't know, I just know he has
What
a
kind?
metal
Yeah,
fabrication
he-
shop.
Oh, metal,
he welds it,
okay.
yeah. And I don't know if it's just because it's already there, but the, almost mimicking the concept that's already there, where,
Uh-huh.
like, I think that just kinda looks clean, it's.
That's what I'm
At
thinking.
this point, the same color.
And are they just, they're,
It's metal.
you know, expanded out from the building a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
saying this side, or that was
It's just
there?
raised.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah,
the
Raised
first
above it?
Presbyterian.
Yeah,
you just-
simple. And maybe, do we want one in the yard, in the lawn also? Or is it
And I
just gonna
think-
get in the way?
To me, I would,
Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
to me, I think replacing the signage on the front of the building, probably to get us by for now. And then we can look at maybe adding a lawn sign, and that's, I think, when we go talk to some businesses, you know, see if a credit union wants to sponsor it, but it'd be nice to have
Yeah. Yeah.
something that would have,
Once we determine what the main entrance is going to be.
you know, that had a digital reader board that could be changed, you know, soccer
Yes, that'd
signups
be great.
start this
Yeah.
day, or whatever,
So it
like
looks like-
DMB has.
And yeah, which
Sorry.
corner should that be on?
June 17th is the next Saturday that we're available.
And that's
And that's
Cherry
Cherry
Fest.
Festival weekend.
No, where's that? The 24th, does that work? And Friends, Woody did, I reached out for them for donating plants,
What did they say?
and they reached back and said, we can offer you a commercial discount, so, and I didn't go any further,
Okay.
so. We'll see.
Well, we can reach out to other people too.
Yeah,
So we, initially for the sign, we wanna look at, 'cause I would hope that those letters, how big they are, the size they are, how they are, should still fit city compliance. The nice part about not being on this street is there's less restrictions on.
On
your
this
sign.
street?
There's less over there than here, because this is the historic building.
Yeah, makes
Um,
sense.
So, I think we can probably talk to Scotty tomorrow about,
yeah,
because
because,
depending on how many letters First Presbyterian, it can,
cut it out.
The space
Take a
is good
picture of it
lineup.
and, talk to Scotty or go to report from the fabricators.
I believe even Bucks does that, because I know Butte when they redid the outside of theirs, it was gone and they redid it. I'm not sure if they're still doing it, because I know Bucks not doing it very well, but.
Maybe we could use some of their letters.
that's what I was just thinking.
How many of their
depending on how
letters
much
are
they
in our
aged.
name, so
Did-
we can use
Was
it?
Christine just saying that who did it before?
Squad View Signs used to do
Okay.
it at View. He put the old View up on the bulletin or on the wall.
Uh-huh.
And then when they redid it to be View again, somebody else did it, but he, still did it at that point in time.
Huh, interesting.
And he provided those letters, is what you were thinking?
Well, I'm not sure on that one, but he might have.
Okay. Yeah, I think it would be great if we could reuse those letters and maybe fabricate to make,
So this is
That
what
come together.
I've always thought looked really good, that's the lettering on our elections building.
and
Lettering.
is that metal?
Yeah, and it kinda,
Does
it-
it's offset.
it pop and it
pops
sits out a little
about
bit?
an inch or two from
Oh,
the
just an
building.
inch, yeah,
But I think it looks really clean, so you can
Yeah.
do something like that.
that's awesome.
And I can talk to our facilities director to find out who did the lettering on it, or who does the stuff for the county. But I just think it's clean and easy to see and looks good, but then, you know, down the road, it'd be nice to get one of those
Get a
digital
real
signs
sign.
like DMB has out front of their place, where you can change the stuff up. Like, I think that's a necessity and would
About-
just,
Yeah,
15 to 20,000?
I was gonna say, an inexpensive option.
but that's where we reach out to, you know, Idditive or
Other people?
I guess it's not Idditive anymore, Clarity Credit Union, or some of the banks in town, and see, you know, they could have their logo right at the bottom,
I don't know if we want that though.
But,
rather than paying full price for it.
I'd rather have a bank maybe than like Pepsi, but.
That's, yeah, that's definitely something. So I was wrong, we're gonna be gone the 21st through the 26th. So, we would be looking at July. Or we could just go ahead and trim that tree and then,
I can't get rid of all that stuff, those big old overgrown things.
yeah, things are gonna get busy in here.
So we can get
There.
I mean, in terms of a dumpster, I know I said I got that dump trailer up and running, I still gotta get it registered and get a spare tire for it and dump a full load over at Clay Peak. And there's no promises I might need it, so it might go from there and then back and there and then back, but for $270 and for a month to have one of those big commercial dumpsters out there for basically $400 for 30 days, that's not a bad deal. And then however much, what would it cost for them to come pick it up and dump it? Was that 1/3?
That was just part of, oh, you had to have it done.
It's
before.
$270 for delivery
Well, and we can do it in
once a month.
shift. If it's sitting there, then maybe.
And that's what I'm
you
like,
and
you
I,
know.
Whatever, and then another weekend you and da-da-da can do it,
And if
so-
it's out there, you know, you guys can start throwing away some of the stuff from the inside. And so we're not just waiting to coordinate on a date to get things done.
About mid-June through mid-July,
Yeah, maybe wait till Cherry Festival weekend's over.
yeah.
Seven one or 7/8 would be okay. What does that look like for you guys?
I think,
7/8 or 7/8?
I think it's okay with us.
Saturday, July 1st.
I'm not going anywhere.
So you want to tentatively plan for July 1?
Yep. It'll be here before you know it.
It will. So do you wanna plan on that then, Amber?
Yeah, so you
Put
want
it
the
in the agenda?
dumpster there?
I don't know.
I would think so.
Okay.
I mean, for that price,
The
it's not
only
bad.
bummer, and not really bummer, but to get that big one, cause I think I think we'll easily underestimate how quickly that'll,
Fill
that
up.
big one will fill up. They'll have to, cause they have to roll it off of that truck, so it'll be back in the.
The alleyway,
Parking
kind of
lot.
that.
The
so
back
it'll be
parking
back in
lot,
our
right?
Parking lot, yeah.
Oh, that's all right.
So it's not, but at least we have the breezeway door to take stuff out.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna be putting outside stuff,
Yeah.
so, right?
Yeah, how often can we get it done?
A minimum of once a month.
And yeah, so I think anytime, so I mean, if we go, if it's July 1st and it's full, then we call it second, third, whatever it is, it's like,
Okay,
go
good.
dump it.
You wanna start at 7:30 a.m.?
Sure. Earlier the better.
Saturday, July 1st.
And so then after that,
Yeah, exactly, it's gonna get so warm. I don't operate very well after the heat
that's when
sets in.
Scotty and Christine and I can start going over periodically and start on the inside.
Yeah,
Once the dumpster's in.
taking those old pictures down, taking.
That's,
weird
I hope
stuff.
it's not gonna like, keep a wall down.
What?
Some of that's, bulletin
I
boards
would,
are
you know,
like
I
on
would,
there.
yeah, I would leave those bulletin boards for now.
And just
Because,
take the paper
oh
off
yeah,
them or
because
whatever.
they are adhered
Everything
to.
is on.
Yeah.
All those walls.
But there's all those coat racks, and I wouldn't necessarily throw those away, just
No,
pile
no.
those, yeah,
I
pile
think
all
that's
that
gonna be
stuff.
beneficial to us.
Exactly. Cause there's a coat rack, a bulletin board, something else in every room.
Yeah, they're handy, definitely.
Okay, good.
Okay, so where are we? Work meetup day, we set a date, we decided on the dumpster.
July 1 is what we're
Yep.
thinking?
Yep.
7:30 a.m.
Okay.
Mhm.
And Joe and Amber are gonna look at the signs, research the sign stuff, and Chris and me are going to, look at the room layout and then coordinate with the electrician, the HVAC.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I'll email you that stuff from the engineer.
Great.
And then we'll figure out the spring.
Okay.
Board suggestions for future agendas.
Reminder, did you guys review the pickleball sponsorships, since I can't?
Oh, yeah, that's
No, I might have it on this agenda, but between the two.
Yeah. And
So
next,
it'll
we can put it on the agenda
definitely-
next
it'll
time.
definitely be on there.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
I was trying to rush because I was trying to get a deadline to, everybody wants to be the last one in, So I'm trying to get everybody who says. It's interesting.
Well, when you're not getting a million or whatever, you kind of want to know.
Yeah.
So June 21st is the next board meeting, is that right? Okay, that's the one that I will be miss, that I will miss. Is that when you will be presenting the final
No, we gotta approve it July meeting, right?
budget?
The budget?
Yeah, we can approve it, just
July.
post it in the paper in the July meeting.
And then our actual budget meeting's August 17th, something like that, whatever that,
Did we coordinate right?
August 16th. Yeah, ours is like on the 30th this time,
Okay, perfect.
at least according to the calendar that's been there forever, so.
So we're supposed to be here August 16th?
August
that's
16th,
just
yeah,
our regular meeting.
it's our regular meeting, but
So,
that's,
the June 21st, we still have one more month before we have to approve it.
Okay.
Yeah, to post it in the paper.
Okay. I would like to suggest that we have, that's not next meeting, I won't be here. Never mind. It's all good.
Okay, are you gonna have an opportunity for input for the budget?
yeah, she can do it at the July meeting.
I will do it via email. I would,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, I have a lot of questions on the budget, but it's not on there, so.
Okay, so conclude with whatever, put your recommendations, and I'll do the same thing,
Okay.
just after I can sit down and absorb it all.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds
And I
good.
sent you a new one, I've just tweaked it again since I emailed you guys Tuesday.
Can you tell me what you're talking about with Scott and how much that percentage was and what you mean by he's no longer available?
So, he has been considered a non-exempt employee.
So
when
you
the-
guys are all non-exempt?
No, I'm exempt.
You're
We're-
exempt?
Mhm.
And why are you guys exempt?
So exempt means you're a supervisor, basically, and you make over a certain amount, whatever the.
And do you
federal
know that
government
amount?
says. 30-ish, something like that.
Okay. And so you're saying
And
that
it's,
Christine's also exempt?
And salary-wise, yes, but she doesn't get comp time because of having the Mondays off. So she very rarely has over 40 hours.
Right, but that, I'm trying to understand why some are comp time and why you're suggesting that he wouldn't be comp time. I was wondering if this is like state, how did you come to this decision? Was it like state regulated? Where did you come up with
So if you
this?
look at the federal guideline, if you Google exempt and non-exempt, they have criteria for each of those.
Okay, great.
Exempt is kind of you're a salaried employee, let's say you're a
Yep.
restaurant manager or whatever, and they just work when they need to.
right, it's not an hourly wage, you get paid.
Right.
per
But
hour.
you're supposed to be working 40 hours a week.
Yes, and he's gonna be,
Right.
the whole point is, he will actually be working more than 40, because he does now, only now we pay time and a half
Overtime.
for overtime.
You don't pay him that, you
Well, I mean,
give
he
him
gets
comp
it.
time.
Yeah. so-
Just in comp time, he doesn't get paid out on comp time, right?
Correct.
Okay.
But trying to balance, when you're seeing these huge balances of comp time, he has sports 10 months out of the year, how do you take that comp time plus vacation time? Look,
So what is your proposal to move him to an exempt employee?
and
Makes
that
sense.
was actually came from him too, because it drives him nuts, it's like, I just need to be able to do my job, when I need to do my job, and, cause you know, I will get on him, and be like, oh, we gotta scale back this comp time, or we gotta do this, and he's like, but I
And
still
also-
have to work.
Then,
Maybe we
yeah.
look at chores and do
Well,
it
look-
part-time, people can fill in. Does he
Well,
need to be at
yeah,
every-
or can you fill in, because that was your job originally, right? As
I
the
mean, I-
director, you came in as the sports director, and then you
I mean,
hired
we've done
him.
it periodically, yes, when that position hasn't been, like, between people, I have done it. So, yeah, it's just a matter of, that was just, a question that Scotty had.
And so what was the amount that how much of a percentage increase, because it's like really close to Christine's?
Well, should it not be? Or would they
Well,
not do? I mean, I guess that's my question.
Should
I
it
mean,
not
hers
be?
is really close to me too.
No, Well, this is one of the reasons why I kind of wanted to have an executive session.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, because I think that'd just be better. Do you know the percentage that you,
I can look. I can
Okay.
look at that.
so maybe we could do that in July?
Yeah, and that's a,
Okay.
these are working numbers at this point, it was just more highlighting, you know, this could be a change that could save us a whole lot of headache for comp time, and it's hard for a, like, not to say, like, it's easy to sub in if, for a craft or a little class or something, but the level of aggression of parents and sometimes coaches and, like, Scotty gets a little leery of putting someone else out there to make sure, you know, are they gonna have it to the level he does? So there's kind of the different things with making sure that position that.
Okay.
So why not do you have that proposal or all that in writing? Or does Scotty?
I have the amount when I sent you guys the.
Yeah, but is there a proposal, is there something that you've put together and the reasons why?
Oh, no, do you want me to do that?
Yeah.
Oh,
do-
yeah.
write it down.
Typically, I mean, I'll be honest, typly, boards up to a mile have said, okay.
Yeah, and
Do
I
what we
think that
need to
they've,
do.
like I had said before, I think they've done you a disservice. I, in just my work life, on a normal basis, didn't get a raise every year. And I've noticed that you guys just automatically get raises every year. And I don't think that that's a good way of doing things. I would love to see it on a merit basis, not just you get it.
And not just because it's basically the cost of living.
Right.
Small percent.
Exactly. Because there is a ceiling on wages, and you have to learn to live within those wages. One of the things
Are
that,
you wanting us all to quit at some point? Because we.
sure, if you want to, you're always replaceable, if that's what you're thinking.
Let's just tame the conversation
Yeah,
down
let's
for a little
step
bit.
back. I mean, I don't know why
I
that
mean,
was
it's
even
a-
said. I mean,
it-
it's just, it's,
I think they're
normal.
proposing 3% increases, which is fairly minimal, in my opinion, especially with
Mhm.
the cost of living that's gone up everywhere.
Mhm.
Food, eggs,
sure,
gas,
everything has gone up. I
housing,
know, I'm feeling it.
all
Yeah.
of it's gone up, and I think that, you know, if we can afford it, a 3% increase is pretty minimal. And in my opinion, moving Scotty to exempt, you know, cuts out a lot of accounting headaches, cuts out the comp time problems, allows him to do his job without having to worry about tracking his hours. It's a better system to me to have him
Mhm.
exempt than to not have him exempt.
Yeah, I appreciate your opinion.
Cause
I don't know that it is. I'd like to do the research and to figure it out, so that's why
Yeah.
I'm asking questions.
okay, go for it.
Okay.
So, yeah, so I just would like to see that on the, I guess, the July, and it would be an executive session so that we could discuss it
After the normal meeting?
at the normal meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'd have to do it prior to approving the budget. So it'd have to be early on in the meeting, because we have to approve the budget by the end of the July meeting for publication.
That's what I was wondering.
So we would have to have whatever discussion, salary discussions, budget discussion. If that, you guys wanna go into executive session, to discuss salaries, it would have to be early on in the meeting. Then we'd have to come out of executive session and then make a motion to approve the budget or to
Right.
approve the budget amended with whatever we decide,
Mhm.
or with whatever comes out of executive session. And we can't make decisions in executive sessions, so we'd have to come
Right.
out and say, we discussed this,
Exactly.
and then on the record, we've decided to either A, approve her proposal, or B,
Mhm.
go forward with another one.
Mhm.
But that would have to, it can't be at the end of our July meeting, it has to be right, you know,
It has to be at the beginning,
has to be
correct.
at the beginning.
Yep.
So, have all your concerns ready for this, but you will be here for that one.
Right.
So if you guys want to send me, because the more I can have and adjusted in the spreadsheet before the June meeting or before the
Sure.
July meeting, makes it that much easier.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, last year I had talked about, if there had ever been someone that would come in and do an analysis of jobs, depending on, like, salaries. Gem County did it last year, and so, I mean, it was great, we all got raises. But county employees are paid low end anyway. So anyway, I had thought about that would be really good for us, or for the rec center, to do. I've been trying to figure it out just on my own, comparably to like other rec districts. But once again, that's kind of difficult just because of, like, we're much smaller and they're bigger, and so not that much to manage. So there's all those kind of good things that come into play. And what are the job duties? And what are, is it based on merit? So, anyhow, yeah.
Aren't those salary ranges posted somewhere in our?
If it's
the
county
city?
and city, yes.
Also.
Yes,
Yeah, all government,
So this is
Pays.
county.
right.
public. The Idaho
Should be
Statesman
able to
has,
view it somewhere.
We ought to do
Ranges
that.
are,
the Idaho Statesman has salary databases for all the cities and counties.
The Idaho Statesman does?
Statesman does, yeah, just type in their salary database and then you can populate Canyon County, Ada County, City of Boise, City of Meridian, City of Eagle, Garden City. And then you can search by position title. You can search by name, so if you know the name of a rec coordinator at a city, you can search by their name.
Their name.
Find out what it is, you can search
Wow,
by
isn't
their
that
position title.
amazing?
oh yeah, I always thought that was weird that everyone saw exactly.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it goes around the office at my work, and we have 2 people from one entity and 2 people from the county. And I've never had my wages posted so openly before. So it's always interesting.
Okay, so is that your suggestions for a future agenda? I'll find out some more about the signage on our buildings and who does that, what a cost would be. In June, we have our June agenda, it'll just be me